Good afternoon. I pray you are well as you watch this video. My name is Iris Burr, and this is my personal reflection video. Today I reflect on my relationships with myself, God, and my peers of this class. As it is already session 3 of this interactive communication class, I have participated in 4 discussions with my peers. The very first discussion was getting to know each other. We discussed how we felt our appearances expressed our identities. As you can see that I have dressed up for this video and not my usual homework attire, which is usually casual, comfortable clothing that I do my homework. I am usually sitting in a comfortable lounge chair underneath a warm blanket with my computer on my laptop. Or my laptop on my laptop on my lap. I felt that I wanted my appearance for this video to show that I do have a professional manner, since I am studying to be a teacher. After all, even though this video is online, I must show the ultimate selfie in the video. In our session 1 assignment, I took a personality assessment on whether I was an introvert or an extrovert. To no surprise, I'm an introvert. I've always known myself to be a quiet, shy person. I can speak up when need be. I prefer to be at home doing my own thing than to be in large groups of people. However, the career God has chosen for me puts me in front of an entire classroom of people almost every day. This means I must change how I communicate with people, not only verbally, but with my body language as well. I must present myself as an approachable person. I must have the will and skill to change how I communicate. I find I have some challenges during some of the discussions with my classmates, because even online, I have a hard time opening myself up to strangers. I do not want to reveal too much or say something that might offend others. As Adler and Proctor state, mediated communication without any type of verbal cues can be misinterpreted. Even in my relationships with Christ, do I find myself keeping things from him? He is omniscient. He knows all. So why bring it up? If I knowingly sin, I recoil from my prayers because I know I have done wrong. Yet again, I know he knows everything about it and would be better off if I prayed for forgiveness. As 1 John 1:9 states, if we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. I know that my communication skills with God are not at my best, and they need to be worked on. I try every day to make those communication skills better, and they are going better after this class. I hope to get even better. In session 2, the discussion was how religion and our spirituality affects our perception of the world. I learned much about my peers and how they perceive the world and the kingdom of Christ through religion and spirituality. I viewed this assignment as how religion affects how we interact with other people of different religions. Whereas my peers kept it within our own religion, comparing how we perceive one another. For example, one of my peers annotated Ananias's perception of Saul as a traitor to Christians, but God wanted him to pray over Saul anyway. through this discussion, I was able to perceive the assignment directions in different ways. In the session 2 assignment, I watched the movie Les Miserables. I know I pronounced that wrong. I chose 2 characters from the movie and discussed the perceptions on crime, punishment, forgiveness, redemption, society, and each other. I do not usually break down movies and look at them at different perspectives. I view movies as entertainment. What you see is what you get, as Adler and Proctor say, on perception. To view the movie with a purpose made it more meaningful, gave it a different perspective for me. I perceived it in a different light. I was able to see how people view difficult situations such as crime, punishment, and redemption from different angles, such as Jean Valjean did not see stealing bread for survival a bad crime, to be sent to prison for 5 years and then another for running away, trying to escape. As Javert saw the crime as a gateway to a person being dangerous, a dangerous criminal forever. There was no forgiveness in him. It gave me new perspective on how people think. Though I do not technically deal with harsh crimes and punishments in my life, I do deal with smaller type issues within the same realm. I have children in a classroom. Having discussed the perceptions of 2 characters like this enabled me to look at situations from both sides. The 3 elements of perception check is to describe, interpret, and clarify the noticed behavior. I can use this in the process in the classroom when I have an issue among students, or even with my children at home, to look at it in different ways before I act upon what they've done. In last week's discussion, session 3, we discussed the 4 qualities of in a relationship: loyalty, forgiveness, dedication, and honesty, and which one we thought was the most important. Many of us chose loyalty and forgiveness as the number 1 quality. I myself chose loyalty, feeling that all 4 qualities go hand in hand. Many peers felt that it wasn't necessarily hand in hand. Some agreed, some did not. I learned that my peers have friends that have enriched their lives in some ways. Some of them would add love as a qualification, for after all, God is love. Others would add edification, since we all could use some help in building each other up in spirit. Though it has only been 3 weeks, we are working on the back half of this course. I have learned how we communicate through our appearance, media, and how perception can be misinterpreted in our communication. I know how we communicate can be influenced by many things, such as our environment, gender, culture, even biologically, how we were brought up. My parents I am very much like my parents. They're not very talkative, yet my father is a minister. He can get up, he gives very good sermons. So I know that I have that capability of being a good communicator if given practice. I look forward to what the next 2 weeks have in store for me, and what more I will learn about myself, my peers, and my relationship with God, and how I can further all of that. I hope you enjoyed this presentation today. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the following references, which made it possible to support my presentation. Adler and Proctor, their textbook, Looking Out, Looking In, 15th edition, copyright 2017, original works 2011, published by Cengage Learning. The Holy Bible, I use the English Standard Version, 2001 publication. Crossway's the publisher. Les Miserables video, director Hooper, Universal Studios off of Voodoo. Perot and Perot, Real Relationships, From Bad to Better and Good to Great, publisher of Zondervan. Original works published 1998. This publication was 2011. Again, I thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed this video presentation. Thank you.